Welcome back to the Pooh Bros podcast. Brr, brr, brr. We are back after a very long time off. Isn't that right, Adrian?
Oh, it's been way too long. I don't know how long has it been? It was 3 months, right? Was that the last time we had something uploaded?
Just something in general. Yeah, 3 months.
Something in general, 3 months. And it was Zombie Chris in California, which is weird because he's from Orlando. So California people didn't upload from there, but it's okay. We're good. And today we have a very special guest along with us, someone that is very well known on TikTok and is a very nice guy altogether. We have a Mr. Jake Cruz.
What's up, guys? It's Jake.
And for those who don't know, I am Michael from Hallowed, and
no one cares.
Hey, I care.
I'm kidding.
And of course, we have another Pooh Bro with us, Adrian.
Hey,
from Losh TV.
Adrian from Losh TV.
Well, you can follow all of our accounts. We'll put the links down in the description below. But that's not what's important today. Adrian, tell the people what's important. Tell what we were blessed with.
So we were so lucky, and I mean so lucky, to be in a group of people to get an early sneak preview at the HN Nightmares Halloween Horror Nights 32 speculation map. That's right. We're seeing it before a ton of people. Crazy, right? But exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is wild. Never thought we'd get to this point that we'd have the opportunity of getting a spec map early to be able to prep content for you guys. It's wild. It is definitely wild. And thank you, Jake, for joining us on this momentous occasion. Yes, occasion.
Of course.
But we got some houses.
We already had a house announced.
We got a show. We got no scare zones, unfortunately, yet.
Right.
But it's February. So
yeah.
Are we really surprised?
I mean, last year we didn't get the first one till like March, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, scare zones are always kind of extremely hard to guess.
They're not on the first one usually.
No. Unless it's like something that is
obvious.
But that's very rare.
Yeah.
But so out of these 10 houses, of course, we already know one that's been announced, so we don't really talk about that one too much. But
do we know it's happening for sure?
Yeah,
I would just like
it could be misleading us. Who knows?
I would just like to talk about the placement of this house.
Yeah. I definitely feel like a lot of these house locations are incorrect, but
it could just be throwing it at the wall. But Chucky being in a soundstage and being in the A location, kind of weird to me. That's not what I expected. I expected this in a parade building.
Yeah.
Not a sprung tent, because it is a sprung tent back in 2009. So
we don't talk about that.
I mean, it was a haunted house that happened.
Yeah.
In the past, we had a great scare zone in between that time frame.
Yeah, the facade though.
Hey, it's 2009. You couldn't ask for a lot in 2009. 2009, you could have just thrown the word Chucky on the wall, and someone would have been like,
"Great,
wow,
great scare zone."
You could put Freddy Fazbear.
I'm wearing the shirt right now. I will stand this scare zone. This was one of the best scare zones we've had in the past 10 years.
I don't know about that.
And I can say that because I've now been attending Horror Nights for 10 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 10 years of HHN.
It is a good scare zone though. I will say it got scare zone of the year that year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
What should have had it? What should have had it?
Vamps or Killer Clowns?
They're both good scare zones. However, Chucky better. L+ ratio.
No.
I'm sorry. I like that scare zone.
Chucky better.
I'm like Mr. Hollow Thrills over here.
Vamps was that year correct?
Yeah, Vamp 85.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% Vamp 85. Vamp 85 is my favorite scare zone of all time. I loved Vamp 85 because I loved the 80s. So that really just kind of vibed with me, man.
Vibed with you, man. Well, I mean, the whole event overall was supposed to be like an 80s sub theme.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off track.
Okay. Well, I mean, is it a Boo Bros podcast if you don't get off track?
This
is my first time.
Was there supposed to be a pause there?
Oh.
Anyway, all right. So yes, Chucky is the one that we already know confirmed is at location A, where Hellblock Horror was last year.
The best house.
Underrated, but yes.
Motivated.
Wasn't the worst thing I've ever been through, but it definitely wasn't the best thing I've ever been through.
Yeah. It was mid.
I can agree with that. Both statements.
But no, Chucky. It's season 1, 2, and part of 3, maybe a little bit.
Just 1 and 2.
Yeah, 3 hasn't come out yet.
3's gonna come out, I think, this year or the following.
I think it's this year, isn't it?
Might be this year.
While we're on Chucky, have any of you watched the show?
Yes.
No.
I just finished it. It was good.
I like it. I feel like it's pretty solid. I like the second season. I don't want to spoil it for Michael, but I like the second season. I feel like it takes a different approach than the first season altogether.
I agree.
And I kind of like that isolated feel that it has.
Yeah.
It feels a lot better. And I feel like that can work better as a house altogether than the first season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Felt a little weird and staggering. But they're trying to story build because they're trying to create a long-time story here.
Also, did anybody see the tweets from John Murdy?
From today?
I mean, that kind of works out to what we're going to go to. The tweets from Murdy?
Yeah.
Because he tweeted something that kind of made me laugh about House B.
Which is located in Music Plaza.
The B movie.
Where Spirits of the Coven was.
Which is Universal Monsters, Phantom, and Dracula. Or Phantom versus Dracula.
Let's go. Come on.
I have to agree with John Murdy on this one. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why are they fighting? Like,
yeah, that don't make sense.
I don't think it makes any sense.
Like, normally I would be disappointed for Dracula coming back, but I think Phantom and Dracula kind of make sense. They have a similar like vibe in a way.
Nah, ready? It's gonna be Phantom vs. Dracula, but the house isn't gonna be called Phantom vs. Dracula. It's gonna be called Universal Monsters, Caped Crusaders, the Capey Boys.
You're just gonna see Batman in the background. It's gonna be an actual bat signal, right? And it's just gonna be for Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
it's Mask of the Phantasm.
I would love to see Phantom have his like own house, but I feel like he's not as big as like a Dracula, and they want to add that name there to maybe pull people in. That's the only reason I can see them wanting to do like Phantom versus Dracula.
I mean, I could see it like sort of like in a fancy way. I don't know how to describe the vibe of both of them. Like organ vibes, like organ piano vibes.
Organ music.
Dun. Yeah. But I'm excited for Phantom, man.
Yeah. Also, I think we're confident that this is happening if anybody knows Legacy on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Legacy
is at another house we're going to talk about later.
Speaking about Legacy, you know what? Might as well just go right into the third one because that hint
was on the money. Like,
did you see the third hint? The fourth hint was technically solved.
HHN Wiki solved it. Like a G. A G.
People have too much time on their hands. I'm sorry.
Like, listen, I love Horror Nights. I love all this stuff. I love decoding things. I can't do that in 5 minutes. This man said, "Oh, there's a tweet." Red.
Yeah. Okay. So I will try. So for people who don't know, because we're talking about this now, Last of Us is location C, where Jimmy Fallon is.
Hey.
And is going to be more than likely, if it's the same as last year, sharing a soundstage with Chucky. If it's the same kind of matchup as last year with location entrances and who was in what house and what soundstage. But HHN Legacy's his tweet today for his hint was just a lot of flags and a lot of dashes, and people were kind of like, what the hell? And he was like, oh, this is going to be harder. And HHN Wiki was just like, hold my beer.
Oh, you said this is going to be more difficult? Not for
And
me.
he's like, all right. So these are states. And then here's when the states join the union.
Oh my!
And then
What?
and then and
Really?
then
Yeah.
and then you take those numbers and you add them together, and then you put it into the International Library of Congress and find the actual a book that goes to the same value, and that book just happens to be The Last of Us: American Dream. And
Yeah.
yeah,
This community's weird.
I don't think it's
How-
weird. I just think they're crazy. Like this
How do you
younger
have-
generation of like Horror Nights fans blow my mind
how do
every
you
time.
have that much time on your hands to figure that out?
That's a UCF graduate right there.
Go Knights!
Go Knights.
Go Knights!
I am a knight, by the way.
I
So-
am
I
a
dropped
knight.
out of college.
I'm a graduate. I'm a knight. I'm a UCF knight.
Go to school, kids.
I was Nitro.
Yeah, go to school, kids, so you could be as good as that. So you could solve all these clues.
No, but I do want to talk about The Last of Us. Have you guys watched it yet?
I haven't.
I have not. I've
I've seen a full playthrough of the game though, but I haven't seen the show.
I own the game. I just haven't played
You
it.
played the game? Oh,
What is
my
wrong with you?
God.
It's regarded as one of the greatest games of all time.
So it's one of my
Own the
favorite
game.
games that I've ever played. It was the first game I ever played on my PS4 when I got it like years ago. Amazing. The storyline is fantastic, and the show is basically going shot for shot off of the game. And
Not some differences.
no, there's some differences, yeah, of course, which you need to do in order to keep that like
Yeah.
consistently going and having fun. Mike,
Yeah.
did you freeze?
Yeah, he did.
Oh shit. I'll take a pause. I'm gonna pause right here.
Yeah.
Pause. But like I was saying before we froze, I'm really excited to see The Last of Us all together. Like, it's
We
something
haven't had a
I want-
video game house in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's our
it
first
was,
video game based property in a long time. My first year, 2013.
Yeah, it was rumored for like a hot second last year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
And
the
then
show got
Like,
delayed.
nope.
and then the show got delayed, and then it swiftly got ripped off of the speculation map.
They were like, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry."
I remember when I posted a TikTok about that speculation map, people were so passionate about The Last of Us last year. And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry.
It's a heartbreak. It really is a heartbreak. Like,
Yeah.
when you have a property you love on a speculation map and then it's just
Yeah.
gone, it hurts.
Pier
Really
Street.
bad. Fear Street, Stranger Things,
Oh, no.
Evil Dead
Yeah.
Rise.
Oh, yeah. Evil Dead's not on here.
I mean, I don't
I-
see why it would be on here if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I mean, wasn't it supposed to happen last year?
yeah,
According to rumors and speculation, it was supposed to happen last year,
and
but things change. People change.
yeah.
Yeah.
They probably
Hope
don't want
the
the same
movie's
thing to
good,
happen
though.
again. I hope the movie does well.
Yeah.
I hope it does good enough to give us a sequel. Speaking of things that are potential sequels, but not so much, we're moving on to our D house. This is D house. And might I say, this is something that I've been wanting to see for quite some time. This
Me
is our-
too.
This is our first original house
Me
that we're going
too.
to be talking about today. Krampus. Krampus. Whatever you want to call it.
Find a towel.
Krampus now. But altogether,
Yeah.
ever since Hollywood has had Dark Christmas, I've wanted something similar to that. How about you
Yeah.
guys? Like, your opinions on this house? Like, it's the first original we're going to be talking about today, so.
I am
Thoughts?
excited.
Well, so this is where Fiesta de Chupacabras was
Mhm.
last year, correct? Left
Yes.
side?
Yes.
Left side, yeah. Honestly, part of me is like, I kind of wish it was the movie, just because
Is
I
it-
didn't see the movie at 20. Like I didn't see the house in
house?
26 because I
Yeah.
didn't go in 26.
I wanted to go through it. It was the year before I started going to Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just-
Yep,
Missed.
same.
Oh, that's right. Both of you guys, 27.
Yep, I
Yep.
started at 27 because that's when I started in college.
You know,
But, But I part of me is like, I wish it was the movie again, but another part of me is like, without being tied down to having to constrain to the movie and stick to the movie, they could go really dark with this. and like more terrifying, like as far as costume design and character design goes. Like they could make Krampus look horrifying, like a living nightmare. They could do a whole ass like goat man wearing a freaking Santa outfit.
That's why he's the goat.
The goat.
Okay,
but
There's a but.
There is a part of me that's like, if they go too in depth with this, could they mess it up like I feel like they kind of did with Fiesta de Chupacabras, where they went the puppet route instead of an actual.
Nah, I don't think they do that.
Goat man, yeah, that's me.
Before I forget, because I have short-term memory. When I went through Krampus back in 26, you only saw the man twice. You saw Krampus 2 times. Can you guys hear that? Sorry.
No.
Okay. So you only saw Krampus twice. Once on a roof, and then once was a scare, and that was it. So if they are to bring a Krampus house, I want to see this character everywhere. Not everywhere, but at least more than twice.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know or don't know who I am at all, I made my own like map, sort of like a wish list, and I had put Krampus on there. And I had been predicting Krampus ever since the boutique did Krampus. And I'm like, what if they just did it for HHN? Like, I could see it. So I'm very excited for this. I've been wanting Krampus since I couldn't do the Krampus house from 26.
I mean, I have thoroughly enjoyed other independent local haunts versions of a Krampus style haunt.
Sir Henry's.
I was more along the lines of like 13th Floor, but because they're known for that.
Yeah, Sir Henry's also did it. So,
but I'm I'm interested to see how they run with this, or if it even happens at all. This is one that I have oddly heard a lot about though, and I've heard rumors about a lot.
Yeah.
Which is very just strange that this would just get pulled out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Losh, you're mute.
Thank you. Going off of, I had to mute myself because I wasn't sure if you guys could hear my family or not because they're loud over there. But going off of what Jake said, they probably use that store as a test. Like 100%.
Just the Krampus.
Yeah, the boutique.
The boutique.
Yeah, they probably saw how well everything sold, and they were like, you know what?
Yeah, I got a shirt.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why buy the merch. When Horror Nights puts out things that are a little obscure, buy it. You never know if they're testing something or not. So.
Yeah. You hear that, everybody? So buy all the Gremlins merch that Universal is selling, and who knows?
No. Never.
But I'm gonna let Jake take E. I'm gonna let you take E. Yeah.
Can I say what I told you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Earlier?
Talk about E.
So E, it doesn't say anything. It's just an anchor. But
there's a but.
A while ago, someone DM'd me on TikTok, and it was a Google Doc of a bunch of like rumored possible houses, and some of the ones are on this map. And there are 2 that this anchor could be referencing. Either something that said Ship Original or Dead Man's Pier 2. I'm leaning more towards the Ship Original.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit too soon to do a back-to-back year of Dead Man's. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it happens, I'm not going to complain because I love Dead Man's Pier. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know. Back-to-back years of that, I don't know. But me and Adrian were talking about something yesterday when we first saw the map.
Also, after we saw the map for the first time, we had a 2-hour phone call conversation.
Yes, we did.
Just gotta let that be known too. we could have just filmed the podcast there and then, but no, we saved it for you.
But we had brought up that idea of just a straight up brand new original based on some sort of shipwreck or something. And then we had also brought up the idea of, okay, maybe it's another Dead Man's. But then Adrian brought up one more idea that I actually had thought about last year or 2 years ago. That was an idea that I was like, I would love to see that concept come back. Adrian, what was that exact concept?
I can't just put my head on the iceberg. I don't think I can like crash into it properly. Oh, SS Titanic, right?
Yeah.
SS Titanic.
Titanic.
So it's a very, very old original as far as HHN goes.
Yeah.
And it was a very unique concept for its time as in HHN as a choose your path house.
I forgot about that.
Where it was 2 different paths and you got to choose it and it had a different story for each path, and then you eventually met together with the other path at the end of the house. Now, I personally would absolutely love that, but it has to be done right. I don't want an SS Titanic house, again, a sequel, if they're not going to do it based on the original concept. If you're not having a double run house, I don't want it. Like, if you're not having a choose your path house, then what's the point? I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to work on that, like to figure that out nowadays with how compact these houses are and how much they shove into one small area. But I mean, it's location E in which was where Dead Man's Pier was last year, so it's splitting a soundstage, but it could also just be, put in its own soundstage because there's not another soundstage back there.
Bring back 25.
Bring back 25. Make it a double run SS Titanic house. I don't know.
I also have another weird theory. I was talking to people at work today because I'm weird. I just randomly throw things at people and see what sticks. So it's an anchor, and whenever you see an anchor in that, you think of what, fisherman, right, or like a sailor?
I think of podcasts.
I think of anchor arms from SpongeBob.
Okay, that kind of goes with what I'm going with here. I completely have this concept in my head of a brand new, original, clear slate slasher killer created by Universal. Something that would either be a man in a trench coat with like a hook, something similar to what
fisherman.
Well, I'm not talking about the Hashling slasher. I'm not talking about the people from I Know What You Did Last Summer. I just mean something completely new, completely original. It's been a really long time since One Nights has created like their own original slasher, and I think it was like 1990 something the last time when we had Hell's High. So it's about time we get something that's brand new from them. People want slashers, give them something brand new that they'll love. That's, I don't know, just spitballing.
Well, if we're spitballing, I'm gonna go way off the beaten path. I know it says original, but what you were saying really kind of sparked something in me.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not? What if it's an IP? And you were saying about I Know What You Did Last Summer, but what was I know? You know what I did last? You know what that movie is a prequel of?
Go ahead, tell me.
Scream.
Is it?
Yes, I Know What You Did Last Summer is a prequel of Scream.
I didn't know that.
It is the original. Yes, I Know What You Did Last Summer is what the entire Scream franchise was kind of based around.
Not a direct sequel, Jake. By the way,
not a direct sequel, but like it's the ideology behind that movie is what sparked the Scream franchise.
Yeah, so maybe it's a long shot here.
That is a complete 100% shot in the dark.
It is.
Like, maybe it's not an original. Maybe anchor means fisherman. Fisherman means I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer is Scream. Done.
Actually, it's more like this. It goes fisherman, I know what you did last summer. Scream The Purge.
Okay, no. Oh wait, I get it. I get it. I just understood the joke.
And now that we're on the topic of The Purge, and the company that owns The Purge is Blumhouse, we're hopping over to House F, which seems like this is like the permanent residence of the horrors of Blumhouse. It's either in the Men in Black queue or the Fast and Furious queue. We have the horrors of Blumhouse featuring Megan and Insidious.
So
honestly, keep the Fast and Furious queue. I think it works better than Men in Black for Blumhouse.
Fast and Furious Q has pretty much been confirmed as a location. The permits did clear today.
Yeah.
So it looks like, barring any major changes, that Fast and Furious will be back this year as a house location. Which, absolutely. Yeah. I thought it worked so well, and especially, like you were saying, for Blumhouse, it works so well when you have that sort of double property in one house. It allows them to use that mini courtyard in the middle to kind of split them up into two mini houses.
I have a concept for that mini courtyard. If they are going with Megan and Insidious, just have Megan dancing in the middle when you go into the next property.
Or just have them like lining up the sides of the courtyard, just like statues. I don't know.
Just have something there. Like, we were supposed to have a chainsaw and it got dropped after week 1. Like, it never happened. Yeah. But the concept got dropped after week 1. So sucks.
I don't know. I did you guys see Megan?
Yeah.
It was okay.
Megan sweep.
I was hoping that it wasn't just going to be a solo Megan house, because I was like, I don't think there's enough
source
for that movie like enough content to have that as its own thing, which is why it would not work at all. It's because there's not enough horror content of that movie to actually have it be its own thing. There is enough for half a house. I could say, I 100% can say that. I definitely am ready for the for her to rip the freaking blade off of the paper cutter. Yeah. And then start dancing and chasing you into an elevator.
I wonder if they're going to do that with screens, or if they're going to have like a setup, like scene by scene kind of thing.
I don't know. And then as far as Insidious goes, Insidious has been in a Blumhouse before, correct?
The first one.
Yeah, at 27.
And it was
so good.
The entire house.
It was good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Until last year, Blumhouse 1 was my favorite Blumhouse.
It's Blumhouse 1 is still my favorite Blumhouse, even though I loved last year.
There wasn't much competition.
I mean, true. But that part of the house absolutely scared the shit out of me. I loved the Insidious parts of Blumhouse 1. When I saw this, I was like, okay, we have another kind of funny, campy, kind of not really scary horror property. And then you have getting the shit scared out of you in Insidious. So it lulls you into a false sense of security in Megan just for you to run out screaming in Insidious.
Yeah, I think Insidious is definitely going to be the black phone of this house, as I think Insidious is going to carry this house.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my big fear.
Did Insidious get its own house at one point?
2015. Yes. 2015.
Yeah.
Solid house. My big fear with this, I hope they don't put Insidious first.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to put Megan first. They have
to put Megan
But
first.
Here's the thing. We've had Insidious at the event twice already. Blumhouse 1 was basically an Insidious house.
It was.
Basically 2 full-on houses dedicated to the property already. Them putting this third one here, well, the 5th movie, but them putting this third house here, are they going to give us just a small snippet of it, or are they going to give us all of it in the back? And I'd rather see all of it in the back, because I don't think, like you guys are saying, like we were all saying, I don't think Megan can hold a whole house the same way Freaky couldn't hold a whole house.
Yeah, no.
So it's I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I will say though, with that whole thoughts of Freaky not being able to hold a whole house.
Yeah.
I mean, Freaky was the better part of the Hollywood version of Blumhouse.
Yeah, because Blumhouse in Hollywood, the black phone part was so short.
It was trash. The black phone part was so short, it was garbage. But their freaky section was really good, and a lot of the practical effects that they used in it were very like high quality and was surprising to see in a Horror Nights house. And I was like, this is really impressive comparative to what we had over in Orlando.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love to be like surprised and Megan be like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a house. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like you can't care. I feel like you can't care.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say I disagree. I disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
It would probably be really funny, but
oh yeah. I think it would be fun. The queue needs to have, it had like that creepy, eerie, like black phone music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs Megan singing.
You me down.
Oh yeah. So you guys can go ahead and sing it. We don't.
We're gonna get copyrighted.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't make money on Boo Bros. We just have fun.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're not here for a check. We're here for fun. But
yeah, I love doing that.
Now we're going to move to G, which is our first sprung tent, and going back to HHN 26. This was a scare zone, and that is Lair of the Banshees. I said it with an accent because I feel like every time I like walk through that scare zone, they were just like Banshees.
It's an Irish urban legend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's just they just said it like that.
So what exactly, for those who don't know, what is a Banshee? Exactly.
Yeah, Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee.
Aren't they like they're like Dementors, essentially. Right? They just don't suck souls or something like that.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that this was a scare zone at 26.
I didn't know. I didn't either.
You said that. I was like, oh no, my video has such a lot of wrong information in it. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just thought this is like something that HN Nightmares just pulled out of their butt.
No, it's a scare zone.
So how was the scare zone?
The scare zone was full of fog. I'm not a huge fan. So if you want to compare it to anything, compare it to Terra Quentis.
Okay.
But it was better than Terra Quentis. You weren't focusing on a central like icon or anything like that. You were just a bunch of different mythical creatures. I remember there was ogres.
Shrek?
No Shrek. Ogres, which
Groot?
There was Tree Boy was there. Tree Boy.
Hell yeah.
There was bats. And there
was where that bat is from Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the Banshees, which they're just in like all white with black face makeup. They look sick. Like if you guys haven't seen it, look up a picture of them. They look awesome. But yeah, I mean it's a cool concept. I think it's something that would do a lot better as a house than it did a scare zone.
I agree.
Aesthetically, it would probably be amazing to the eye. But
very quiet vibe probably I get from this house. Yeah.
I mean, if it's gonna be kind of the same as what the scare zone was, they better fog that shit out.
Just the whole house.
Dude, I don't want to be able to see 2 feet in front of me. Make it ready.
Megan?
No,
make it.
Yes. No. Yeah. Make it like the amount of blindness of patient zero. That exposure, but make it fog instead of flashing lights.
When I first did it, I hated it.
Literally hide scare actors in the fog, and I'll be good.
Fun fact: this scare zone was so foggy. This is one. So I used to like wave off fog like this, like when it was close to me. I couldn't see, so I was like aggressively waving off fog. This was back in 2016. I'm younger. I was just 18 years old. I smacked the guy in the face. It's so bad. I never said I'm sorry so much to a person in my life. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And the guy was drunk. He was like, oh, it's fine. Then his eye was over here just crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. I was that annoying kid.
So there's that, and that's the same entrance as Bugs was last year. So
Bug House.
We could pretty much confirm that MIB tent is once again not happening this year.
Such a great location.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
terrible house was there?
R.I.P. MIB.
Except House of Thousand Corpses.
I said there was a terrible house there.
Whoa, no. Yeah.
A,
Wait, there were two terrible houses.
a terrible house there.
Two.
A.
Two.
A.
Two.
A.
Also, shout out to Welcome to Scary, though. Shout out to Welcome to Scary.
Welcome to Scary is goated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Underrated.
Yeah.
You know what?
But
Welcome to
Blumhouse,
Scary-
Blumhouse 2 and Lunatic's Playground garbage.
Yeah.
Blumhouse 2 was fire.
Blumhouse
No,
2
it
is
was
garbage.
not.
You know what?
Blumhouse
Scary-
2 is garbage.
It was.
It's not. It's not that bad.
Listen,
Terrible.
I don't call houses bad usually. There's only two that I would ever call bad. That is one of them.
Nah, man. Nah.
I'm on his
It's not that
side,
bad.
Adrian.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
it's not that bad of a house, guys. Trust me.
It's that bad.
It's not
And if
that
you're
bad.
wondering what the other
I would
house
rather go through bugs, Adrian. What does that tell you?
you didn't like bugs?
I hated bugs. It
He-
is a well-known fact
He hates
throughout the
bugs.
realm of Twitter.
Oh,
that
you
I
just don't like bugs.
despise-
Okay.
No.
No.
The house.
The
Bugs
house.
Bugs eating alive.
Why?
It
It
was
was
so
great.
Okay.
dumb.
Well,
It
Isn't that the
wasn't
point?
scary.
hold on.
It was the joke house.
No, they said that it was going to be terrifying, and I was going to be
They did.
shitting
They said that in the
myself.
podcast. They said it was going to be the most terrifying experience that people are going to be running out and not being able to complete the house.
I
Okay,
have
then they're just being-
arachnophobia, and that part of the house didn't even scare me.
Well, that's their fault. That's just bad advertising. I didn't even listen to the podcast, so that's probably why I liked it.
They built that thing
BuzzCon.
up so much.
BuzzCon.
Oh,
Like the
BuzzCon.
concept, had
Oh,
they just
you
had they
next.
just shut up about the house and just let people form their own opinions on it, I probably would have went into it thinking this is going to be a funny, campy house.
That happened to
That's
me
what
with
I-
Depths of-
that's
that
what I
happened to me
went
with Depths
into
of
it
Fear.
I like Depths of Fear.
The fear was
I
also
would-
garbage.
I had it hyped up to me, and then I'm like, this house is dog water. It's trash.
Literally
It's so trash.
dog.
Literally
water.
dog. Dead
Speaking
dog. All right. Anyways, speaking of
about
dogs,
dogs, these things write themselves.
anyone want to take H?
Okay, so
I got this.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
I got this.
All right, you can get I. Jake can get I. You can have.
All right, H. We're bringing back an oldie but a goodie. I say oldie. It hasn't been that long,
Yeah, it has.
but it continues the trend of what we've been seeing recently, of certain B movies from a certain house being brought back as their own house, and that would be Devil Dogs. Devil Dogs from Slaughter Cinema. Only the greatest part.
Yeah, thank God you mentioned that was a part of Slaughter Cinema because when people saw this that are going to see this tomorrow and they see Devil Dogs, they're going to be so confused.
Yeah, dude, it's for Slaughter Cinema, man. It is
Devil Dogs.
it is a great take on werewolves without making it be straight up like, oh, this is just a werewolf in the woods. No, these are grizzled, like grungy biker werewolves that want to freaking beat the shit out of you and then eat your face.
Like Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah.
And
Talk about containing the beast no longer, am I right?
I loved that section of Slaughter Cinema. I loved the detail that went into that bar. It looked so good. And
Looked
every
real.
single time that I went into that room, right before you went in, they had the poster. They would say, Devil Dogs. And I'd just be like, Devil Dogs. Oh, gosh. I love that house. I want it to come back. Give us another version of it.
Slaughter
Maybe
Cinema
after they run out of using B films as other houses,
Little houses.
they'll bring it back. But like I
Slaughter
said though,
Cinema, Volume
this
2.
is gonna, if this happens, this will be the second
Second
Yeah.
house.
house
Yeah.
from Slaughter Cinema that would be, or second B movie from Slaughter Cinema that
Yeah.
will be a house.
Second adaptation from Slaughter Cinema because we had Yeti and
Yeah.
now Devil Dogs.
Yeah. Trying to think if there was anything else that really kind of made its way
No.
into
Because you had Cult of the Beast Baby.
Shitty's Kids.
Sorority Row.
Amazon Cannibals.
Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell.
Barber Chop.
Which one day, Mike, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Meaty Meats Barber Chop.
Meaty Meats Barber Chop.
That would be awesome.
What else was there? They're gonna kill us.
Midnight Snack 2.
Midnight Snack 2. The House Swarming. And then Confisco's Fist. Was that what it was called? The guy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Something Fist.
Yeah.
So only 2.
Yeah, which honestly I think they're the two that sit out the most in terms of like being its own house. Like the other one I would probably say would be like Shitty's Kids, but Shitty's Kids I would say for something for like Five Nights at Freddy's instead of doing like Shitty's Kids on its own.
Oh, name dropping, jeez.
I mean FNAF.
Soon, guys. Soon. Be patient.
Wait for our HHN 23? No, 20. I don't know. 30. I'm bad at math now. 33, 34, 35, 70. If we're still alive by then.
But anyways, though, Devil Dogs.
Dogs.
This could be good. This could be good as a house. I'd like to see.
I can see it now. The facade is literally the biker bar, and you just hear like the motorcycles running.
Oh yeah.
This would be so much fun.
And thinking about it being in a sprung tent, you're literally outside of the bar.
Yeah.
They can have the bikes parked out front, and then they could probably be playing some like rock music or something like that, just blasting. And then as soon as you walk into the same exact bar. But then the story unfolds and it gets deeper and deeper the further you get into the bar. And the only problem I have here is I hope it doesn't have a twist like a certain witch house had last year. That's the only problem. That's the only problem I see this foreseeing like happening. But I hope it doesn't.
I don't see it. I don't think it will.
Like I hope it doesn't take that turn. I hope it just gives us grungy wolves.
I'm
all it needs to do. That's all it needs to do.
What twist are you talking about?
The witch house.
The witch house.
Last year. That wasn't good.
After you got into the speakeasy and you went underneath.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I'm still lost. I didn't really follow that house very well.
Exactly.
So not a lot of people did.
Don't worry about it. It's something that bothered me like a lot.
Like they made booze out of people.
Yeah.
That's it. It was weird.
Exactly. It's like, why? Just have the wolves kill people. That's it.
Yeah, that's all they need.
Bring back the American Werewolf, like in London, puppets if you wanted to as well, because they're the best reused puppets in the world.
Yep.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, and just blast rock music.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of music, Jake, take it away.
Okay. Yeah.
We should probably, before he dives into this, preface the new locations for the entrances. For I and J.
Mm-hmm. I actually went to the park about a month ago because I was going to film a video speaking of potential new locations, and I'll put it on the screen right now because I actually I showed this location in the exact video. So, yeah.
So these would normally be entrances over by Kid Zone. As far as everyone knows, Kid Zone will probably not have any sort of opening enough to have entrances to houses back there come September. So they had to find new locations, and this new location is between Quickie Mart and Simpsons Ride. It's right in that little entrance area there that goes to backstage. These are still parade building houses as of right now. We don't know which I or J is which, but they're both the parade buildings. All right, now you can take it away and actually talk about what I is.
Okay, I will try to say what I is. So I is basically just a guitar with lightning. I think they are going to do another music house because it does not say original under, so this is definitely another music house. The complicated thing is, does this also hint at the genre, or is it just hinting at just a music house?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm stuck at with it. I do have a funny haha little could possibly happen. It's a total joke though, but more than
I think I know what it is.
More than likely this is
joke.
More than likely this is going to just be an artist of some sort whether it be, the weekend comes back for Dawn FM. I would love that. I would love that because I liked Dawn FM more than After Hours, but that's just me.
Oh, we know you loved it, Jake.
My entire personality for 2 months.
Or maybe we'll get some sort of metal group like Metallica or Iron Maiden. Slipknot, maybe. I hope we go some more on the way of metal this year because we did pop last year. If we're going down this route, I just hope it's not like something like new age rock.
Hey,
it's
what's wrong with new age rock?
What's that freaking one person that I just can't stand?
Machine Gun Kelly.
No, what's his name? Like Blood something.
Youngblood.
Yes, I cannot stand him. he looks so dumb.
If he had a house, I would jump off a cliff.
That's literally what I was like. They're gonna pull some shit, and it's gonna be like Youngblood, and I'm like, I'm gonna hate this.
Oh wait,
but
there is another possibility.
But wait, there is another.
There is another one that I think is possible. I don't know if you heard of them. It's yes.
For people who are just listening to this, I currently am wearing a Welcome to Hallowed sweatshirt from Iceland Kills.
I was gonna ask at the beginning when you had that on. I was like, I'm not gonna ask because I'm just gonna let him say it later. But I think he's gonna say Iceland Kills.
Yeah, Iceland Kills could actually happen.
Give me a silent killer house, please. Oh my gosh! If you're not gonna give me Scream,
Welcome to
give
Horrorwood.
me a silent killer house for Welcome to Horrorwood.
All right,
have that house be your entire personality for 2 months.
More than 2 months.
I think it's very possible. Okay, as you were saying, Iceland Kills. Yeah, I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love it. My only thing is that they're not as well known. They're really kind of niche as far as the horror community goes, just because of their last 2 albums. I don't know if they're big enough where HHN would be like, yeah, let's have them there. I would love it 100%, but I don't know. It's kind of pushing it, especially because of their music. Their most recent music mostly being focused around horror IPs, which is going to kind of be a very touchy area for them to make a house about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's going to be very. I mean, unless they unless they do just a silent killer based house. And only include the original songs that are part of those albums. I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting. But let's talk about my Mimi speculation.
Wait. I haven't given my opinion on this.
Okay,
IP.
what's your opinion?
All right. So going off the same thing that we did with was it D? No, E. Okay, so if you guys look at the map, you see a guitar and a lightning bolt. Okay, guitar, music, lightning bolt, lightning. Hear me out. Where else was there a guitar and lightning? Stranger Things. There you go.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
It's not gonna happen. But I honestly would like to see. This is just I've been wanting it for a long time. Give me Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
Give me Enter Sandman. Just make it a house.
Ding. Remember when everybody thought Seek and Destroy on the speculation map was Metallica?
This is going to be the same shit all over again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It is.
It's going to be the same shit all over again. Everyone's going to be like, oh.
It's Metallica.
Wait, don't they have a shirt where they have lightning?
Yeah. Ride the lightning.
Yeah. I don't listen to Metallica, so I just said that.
No. Guys, use your brains. It's going to be Aerosmith.
Stop it! Stop! All the dads will go.
No. Hear me out. So you have the guitar and the lightning bolt. You said Metallica. Ride the lightning. What do you ride? A guitar.
What rides a guitar? Rock and roller
coaster.
Rock and roller coaster. The HHN house.
Not gonna be rock and roller coaster for much longer.
I hope not.
I
I
hope
hope that
not,
doesn't
dude.
happen.
No, dude, have you been on it lately?
No.
That shit's rough.
Did they just refurb the whole track?
I went on like 2 weeks ago, and I feel like I came off with a concussion. Like,
The problem is the seats are uncomfortable.
it's not even that. The neck pads.
Seats.
It has unnecessary neck
That
pads.
too.
And speaking
Alright.
of things that are unnecessary and kind of weird, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah. Here's my Mimi prediction for I. All right. So it's not an original. It's an IP. We got it's an IP. Maybe it's not a musician, but maybe it is. All right, we think. All right, ready? We got
Weezer.
guitar. We got lightning. This certain IP duo happens to have a band. Could we see the Wild Stallions return to HHN, but not as a show, as a house?
Excellent.
You can't
Excellent, my dude.
cancel it if it's a house. You can't.
Villain's head, go to hell.
Imagine on the next speculation map, instead of putting the guitar, they put Losh's logo. Stay excellent, my dudes.
That's all it is. They just put an LT. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the Daniel
I
Johnson?
mean-
No, Losh TV.
A Losh TV house.
I mean, the most recent movie had lightning on the poster.
Oh yeah.
Also, lightning comes out of the top of the phone booth. Hold on, wait, let's keep her going here. Phone booth, hear me out. Doctor Who.
Phone booth, lightning, fucking Back to the Future.
All right, now we're gonna go to
Lightning.
Jay.
Oh wait. Lightning.
Oh,
Black
McQueen. McQueen.
Ka-chow.
Good
Wait, no,
chow.
actually, wait, lightning. Hold on. Lightning bolt.
The Tampa Bay Lightning. World Stanley Cup
Oh, wait.
champions.
Bolt,
Thunderbug.
the Disney movie.
Bolt, starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta.
Yes.
Now you know. If you didn't know that, that's your Disney facts. You got Disney facts for I. That's what you got.
Yeah.
Or was that I? Was that I?
Yeah, that was I.
All right. Now let's move to J. Okay. So I don't think I can say that like how it's written there. So letters. A whole lot of letters that aren't in English.
Some Eastern Asian characters.
Here we go. So we were told, thankfully, by HHN Nightmares that this is Japanese creatures. So yeah, so hear me out. I don't think this is an original either. So hear me out. These are just going to be Godzilla. That's it. And if it's not Godzilla, it will be an original. It's just going to be like the giant monsters. Like, give me that. Like giant.
Oh,
Japanese
like a kaiju house?
Like a kaiju house, but all original.
Or,
Mothra.
something that I speculated back in January, Spirits and Demons from the East. From Hollywood, the Scare Zone, but as a house in Orlando.
Remember when that was supposed to be a house?
Yeah, it
in
was.
Hollywood? And then it was
And
supposed
then
to
it
be
turned into
Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloween 3, and then
Yeah.
it turned into Halloween 4, and then
it turned into disappointment.
Yeah.
Halloween 4 is, yeah.
So
Yikes.
I want to mention I did on that wish list I made where I also had Krampus. I also put Asian folktale original.
Hey,
So I
great
kind
minds think alike.
Big Brain Boys. That's
Yeah.
them.
But yeah, I think this would be awesome. I think this would definitely be a really creepy house. If
Yeah.
you know some of the ghost stories from Japan.
Some of them are dark,
Some are
man.
so creepy.
Yeah.
But like when I first saw this, without them telling us that it was like creatures, I thought it was gonna be like geishas, like Japanese geishas.
A
Because
samurai house,
like a samurai house, dude.
That would be amazing.
zombie samurais.
Zombie samurai. Yo, where's
I
the
think
zombie?
a,
at? What
I
if
think a
okay,
Roblox game
hold on.
did that.
Hold on, let's go back. What if E is just like an undead zombie crew on a ship?
That is possible.
Hey, wait. Undead Zombie Crew. What is also Undead Zombie Crew? There was a movie, an animated movie, a couple moons ago.
Here in Norman?
That there was that most of these undead zombie crew were on this island in Louisiana that was infested with cats. Oh my
Cats?
god. It's Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
It's the curse of Captain Scar. Oh, love
I
it.
mean, not the worst.
Book it. Book it. It's happening.
Book it. We couldn't get
What
monsters.
do we do? HHN.
We couldn't get Monsters Unleashed. We're getting Zombie Island.
Hell yeah.
But
oh my god.
That's our 10 houses.
Yeah. Nothing for scare zones.
Hold everything with a grain of salt when it comes to those houses.
Yeah.
Don't get attached to anything. And the locations. Don't get attached to anything except for Chucky.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
as of right now, nothing else has been announced. Anything can change in a matter of moments. Speculation is constantly changing. And now, like they said, we don't have anything for scare zones.
Yeah.
We have one show.
Yep. The best show.
The best show in his eyes.
Yes.
Go ahead and
And
say
my
what it is.
friend.
Go ahead and say it. Marathon of Mayhem is coming back, guys. No, it's not on there. But
It's Nightmare Fuel. Yeah. Great show. Changed my life.
The
it's a good show. I mean, it's an entertaining show.
first one was better.
The
I have
first
a lot
one
of
was
great
a
memories
lot
from
better.
there.
First one was a lot better.
I didn't like the second one as much.
Here's what I think. I think the first one, a lot of the choreography was based for another dance group that was supposed to originally be there. And then the second one,
Oh yeah.
the second one is set for them. Like they made the choreography.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from everything that I've understood, like altogether, they're on a 5-year deal regardless. So
Yeah.
1, 2, this is 3, 2 more after this.
Yep.
Unless they sign a contract to stay
Yep.
longer.
Give us more of the fuel.
Give us more Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah.
Or just bring back Bill and Ted and throw them in Nightmare Fuel.
Hell yeah.
But out of everything here, is there anything that you guys like really want to see? Even though I said don't get attached to anything. Is there anything here that like, if you had to pick one of these to come to the event, what would it be?
Oh.
Can I do one IP and one original? Do I have to pick one?
One. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You can do one of each, dude. It doesn't matter. I'm not your mom. I'm not your kid.
I mean, obviously Krampus. For me, obviously.
Okay.
As far as original, I'm gonna be honest. It's between two.
Is Devil Dogs one of them?
Devil Dog.
Devil Dogs is one of them. It's probably gonna be Devil Dog just to be different because you already said Krampus.
Yeah.
But and then as far as IPs go, give me a Phantom House, man. I want a Phantom House. Come
Listen,
on.
leave Dracula at home.
I don't want his money this year. Don't give me his money this year. I'll go broke. I don't give a shit.
Can I point something out? If it is actually Phantom versus Dracula, this will be the 4th year in a row where a Universal Monsters house has Dracula involved in some way, shape, or form. The first one had Dracula. The second one, Dracula's brides. The third one, Dracula. The fourth one, Dracula.
The only one that hasn't had Dracula has been Frankenstein versus the Wolfman over in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't have that.
However, that wasn't here.
We had, Universal Monsters. Because the year before,
but we had Creature. They have not had Creature. Haha.
Yeah. Give us Creature. Give us
Creature house. Give Gilman the house.
Yeah. Just don't pit him against anybody. Just have Creature. Just Creature.
Gilman versus Dracula next year after they have Phantom versus Dracula. He's just running up against everybody. Like he's gonna run up against all the monsters.
Gilman versus Depths of Fear.
No, they're gonna give us Universal Monsters, but it's gonna take place in Hellblock Horror.
Stop it! No.
No.
Okay,
that'd be funny though.
But my like 2 houses that I want to see would probably be The Last of Us for an IP, and then not to be like you guys and saying the 2 you said, I'm gonna go with the original that I said as a slasher, the boat.
The Anchor one.
The Anchor, yeah.
Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
The thing is, I feel like all the IPs are probably happening.
I mean, most likely.
Yeah.
Whatever that music house is, whatever that is.
We're getting some sort of monster house no matter what.
Yeah.
Chucky's already announced. Blumhouse has basically
was hinted at.
Yeah,
thanks to the Reddit AMA that Megan did.
Thanks to Megan saying, "I'll see you at Horror Nights." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and the question they were asking was not even about Horror Nights.
I know, it was so random. It
was basically like, how do you feel about Martin Scorsese's opinion on Marvel movies?
Yeah. It's so funny.
Because Martin Scorsese said they were like theme park rides; they weren't real film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Last of Us Legacy. Some mad lad from Wiki just has too much time on his hands. It's his, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's their hands. Too much time on
There.
Too much time on my hands.
But yeah,
Too much.
altogether, that is the HHN 32 speculation map. I don't know how long we've gone here.
Yeah.
I don't have a timer. So that's all the information we got. I want to say thank you again to Horror Nights Nightmares. You guys are amazing. Thank you for giving us an opportunity like this. These only come few and far between, so thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to Jake for joining us. And if you guys want to follow Jake on any of his social media platforms, I'll let him tell you everything right now.
My TikTok is JakeCruz62. My Instagram is Jake_Cruz_State Farm. I am not kidding. And I just uploaded a video on my YouTube. It was my entire HHN ranking from TikTok, which the YouTube one also features houses from HHN 31. So it's just Jake Cruz, but you can find it on either my Instagram or TikTok very easily. So yeah.
Also, check out Mike. If you don't know where Mike is, it's at Exploring Attractions. No, actually, Mike, go ahead.
It's at Hallowed Thrills all across the board, man. I got at Hallowed Thrills on YouTube, at Hallowed Thrills on Instagram, and at Hallowed Thrills on Twitter.
Boom. And then me, I'm just super simple. You can just search up Losh TV on any bar. It's me. I'm the guy. You'll see this face in some hat because I'm balding. So altogether, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. You guys have been an amazing audience. If you stuck this far along, let us know down below what you are most excited for this speculation map. What do you want to see as a scare zone? And do you really want to see Nightmare Fuel? Or are you just Jake? Stay spooky, you guys.
Stay hollowed.